Welcome to the Watershed Learning Network. In this presentation, you will learn about the people and organizations who monitor water quality and how you can get involved with monitoring efforts in your community. All over the world, organizations are dedicated to monitoring water quality. Waters in the United States are monitored by state, federal, and local agencies, and non-governmental organizations, universities, and volunteers. Effective monitoring programs help characterize waterways, identify trends and problems with freshwater resources, document the impacts of management activities, and can help local communities respond to emergencies such as floods or chemical spills. At the federal level in the United States, water quality monitoring is frequently carried out by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. Other organizations, such as the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, the U.S. Geological Survey, and the Army Corps of Engineers, participate in these activities, monitoring other aspects of freshwater ecosystems, including but not limited to biodiversity, water flow, and flood risk. The map pictured in this slide is an example of one of the many water quality assessments of the EPA. Here, the EPA is monitoring macroinvertebrates, or animals without backbones such as insects that live in rivers and streams. They estimate the abundance, or how many individual animals, the diversity, or how many different species of animals, and the tolerance level, or the ability of these animals to withstand certain kinds of pollution, to estimate regional water quality in rivers and streams. The EPA monitors water quality using this and many other methods to assess water quality in streams, lakes, oceans, and uses these data to inform management practices. All states in the United States are required to follow the water quality standards set forth by the EPA, but each state also has their own agency designed to set more specific standards to fit the needs of the state. In Georgia, water quality is monitored by the Georgia Environmental Protection Division, or the EPD, a subdivision of the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. The EPD has several functions. They set and monitor state-specific water quality standards. They regulate and permit water withdrawals and other projects affecting Georgia waterways. And they employ community outreach efforts to protect the water quality of Georgia. To learn more about Georgia-specific water quality standards, you can visit the link at the bottom of the slide. If you are not from Georgia, your state should have a similar governing body and similar internet resources for you to find state-specific information. Local governments, for example cities or counties, have agencies designated to monitor water quality as well. For example, the DeKalb County Department of Watershed Management, or the DMW, in Atlanta, Georgia, services over 5,000 miles of water and watershed pipes within the county of DeKalb. They contribute to monitoring and maintaining water quality of the Chattahoochee River and other waterways in the county, and they also publish annual reports on water quality. Often, local governments will work with community members to address water quality concerns. One such outreach program within the DMW is the Every Drop Counts program, which helps people in DeKalb County learn how to conserve water and improve water quality in the county. Non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, work independently of the government to affect social, environmental, and other issues within communities. Many urban areas across the U.S. and the world have NGOs whose purpose it is to monitor and improve water quality with the help of community members. For example, the Chattahoochee Riverkeeper, or the CRK, is an NGO that advocates for and takes action to protect the health of the Chattahoochee River, a source of drinking water, recreation, and wildlife habitat in Atlanta, Georgia. The CRK has several projects to protect the water quality of the Chattahoochee. The Neighborhood Water Watch, for one, works with community volunteers and groups to collect water samples for laboratory evaluation, and they use these data in cooperation with local governments and other groups to address any issues that they document. The CRK's River Patrol program involves trained CRK employees and volunteers to regularly patrol the river by boat to look for suspicious spills, debris, smells, or other indicators of water quality problems. Communities all across the nation have come together, often with the help of local governments and/or NGOs, to understand, protect, and improve the quality of their waterways. Tools and resources exist to help you get in touch with people and organizations near you that can work with you to help monitor and improve the water quality in your community. This web page has a map tool created by the River Network organization that can help you find similar organizations near you. Community science, simply put, is the involvement of the public in scientific research. This can take many forms and can contribute to many different fields of science. In water quality research, this often involves data collection by community volunteers in the form of water samples. Through the help of community volunteers, scientists may be given access to far more data, which can give them a much more accurate picture of water quality in selected regions. When collected carefully using similar methods, data generated by community science can be used by environmental managers and scientists. For example, over 100 years ago, the National Audubon Society, an organization dedicated to the conservation of birds in the United States, asked their community supporters and bird lovers across the country to get out and listen and watch for birds using standard or the same methods in the same place every year. Community scientists have generated thousands of data points, which scientists have used to estimate changes in the populations of hundreds of species of birds over the years. There are also wonderful examples of community-generated data being used to inform water quality monitoring efforts. For instance, the Georgia Adopt a Stream program uses volunteers who adopt a stream and collect water and macroinvertebrate samples using methods and guidelines provided by the Georgia DNR. These data are submitted to the DNR and are used to inform local managers and maintain long-term data sets on water quality.